y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Of course, if you do enjoy my content, make sure you hit the subscribe button and check out some of my other videos. Also make sure you follow me on Instagram. I'm super active on Instagram. This video is highly requested. I've had several of you reach out to me asking how you can get your foot in the door or how you can get started in HR. So I wanted to share some tips from my perspective that will hopefully be helpful to most of you. The first thing that I would recommend is you figure out what you like. So we have HR, it's under this huge umbrella, but there are so many different components to human resources, right? So you have the benefits component, you might be interested in that. You have compensation, you may be interested in that. You have recruiting, you have talent development. You may be interested in all of these different types of fields or arenas. So figure out which one interests you the most. Me specifically, I'm a business partner. So although I work with all of the different components, I don't necessarily do either of them 100%. My job is to connect the business to human resources and be a liaison between the two. So my job is a little bit different. It is a little bit more senior, but if you guys did watch my other videos, you know that recruiting was my route. That's what I like the most out of all of the different areas within human resources, and that's how I got to where I am now. So figure out what you like, dibble and dabble in a couple of different things. There may be some opportunities out there that will essentially mesh the two together. So I know a lot of jobs will do benefits, compensation, and payroll all in one. You have some other jobs that may do recruiting and talent management all in one. So just figure out what you like and go from there. The second thing that I would recommend is once you've got an idea as far as what you like, find some internships or find some opportunities that will allow you to actually work within that realm of HR, right? So you may say, oh, you know, I'm interested in creating a career path for anybody that's hired as a cashier, what their path will look like if they were to continue to stay at the company for 15 years. But when it's actually time to create that career path or put in the work to actually get there, is that still something that you like? Internships and entry-level jobs are the best way to get the most exposure, to figure out what you like, what you're good at, and what you're actually interested in doing. So once you've kind of narrowed down, hey, I think I'm interested in these 2 or 3 components, find an internship or an entry-level position that will allow you to actually work within those 2 or 3 areas and figure out if it's something that you really would like to continue or if it's not what you thought it would be. So there are so many times that we think we want to do something, and then once we actually start doing it, it's not what we thought it would be. So to save yourself a lot of time and a lot of headache, try to figure that out on the front end instead of 5 years down the road. The third thing that I would recommend is finding a mentor. I don't have an active, well, I kind of have a mentor now at my job, but before I got here, I did have a mentor from my old job, and he really just helped me out as far as motivating me and encouraging me to just get out there and apply for stuff, as well as giving me the inside scoop and kind of putting me on game. So find someone that you can trust that will say, hey, this is what I did, these are some things that you could do, maybe you should try here or maybe you should try there. Someone who actually wants you to win. Unfortunately, it's not a lot of people who are older who reach back and bring others up. I do it all the time. I don't have any mentees because I don't know anyone well enough to be their mentor, but I do provide advice, suggestions. I help people with their resume all the time, and I'm happy to do that. So yeah, if you can, hopefully someone that's local, find a mentor, someone that will take you under their wing, show you the industry, tell you some tips, things that aren't written anywhere, that they've gathered over their 15, 20, 30 years of experience. It'll definitely pay off and it'll help you out so much. After finding a mentor, the fourth thing that I would recommend is getting involved. Of course, you guys know I live in Atlanta. There's so many different HR groups or committees or just little organizations that have happy hours and social hours and job fairs and forums and classes and all these things that teach you so much about human resources. Specifically, there are a lot of them who specialize in assisting minorities, specifically Black people, with getting in the industry. So hop on Google, look for some HR forums or groups or different chapters or organizations that may allow you to sit in on some of their meetings. You may be able to network, or you may be able to join. Everyone's qualifications are different. I know a lot of these committees require that you have X amount of years of experience, or you hold this type of degree or this type of certification for you to apply and be accepted. So figure out what the requirements are. Get out there, get your name out there, just say hey. Even if you're not like me, I'm not huge on going out and meeting new people, but I try to put myself in the right position so that I can meet the right people and learn what I need to know. So I don't need to meet 5 people to tell me how to get to point B. I'd much rather just meet one person, which is the main person that I need to know, that'll tell me how they got to point B. Get involved, meet new people, and go from there. The 5th thing that I have on my list is to grow your LinkedIn profile. So we have so many people who don't take advantage of this free resource, essentially, that can help you get your foot in the door in a lot of different arenas. It can help you find jobs. It helps your networking abilities. It's so much information and different knowledge that you can learn. Spoof up your LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn profile should be as important to you as Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or Snapchat or whatever your main social media outlet is. You want to reach that high status where you have at least 500 different people that you're connected with. You want to make sure all of the information on there is accurate and that it's true. You also want to be kind of active. So whether you're just scrolling through, reading different articles, or liking different articles, or sharing articles every now and then, take advantage of that. Connecting with people that you knew from college, or connecting with old coworkers from a previous job, giving people referrals or recommendations, or allowing someone to give you a recommendation or confirm your strengths and your abilities. All of that stuff is so helpful. So what most people who are not in HR don't know is that LinkedIn is essentially a recruiting tool that's used by a lot of huge businesses to find potential candidates. So every now and then you may get on your LinkedIn and it may say a recruiter looked at your profile, or it may say an unknown person looked at your profile, because that person is paying for a membership so that their name is not broadcasted. There's also a feature on LinkedIn which allows you to show others if you are actively looking for employment without necessarily allowing your network to know. So it's like on a private basis. That's something that you should also keep in mind. A lot of companies are now moving towards posting their positions on LinkedIn, allowing you to apply via LinkedIn. Regular positions will ask you to link your LinkedIn profile or your LinkedIn username or the link. So yeah, it's free. Take advantage of it. Just how you scroll on Instagram for an hour, at least try to check your LinkedIn every other day until you get to that point where you're comfortable and it's at least help you out in some type of way. So yeah, utilize LinkedIn. And then the last and final point that I'd like to share with you is, if you're serious about the industry, you follow all of these steps. If you're kind of entry level, or even if you have a couple of years of experience, make sure you get your certification. So PHR, SPHR, the qualifications are totally different for both of them, but research which you think you might qualify for, or the one that you're most interested in. Get the materials to take the test, join a study group to study, whatever you need to do to acquire that certification. So essentially, you'll be one up from the next person. If it's something that you think you're going to make a career out of and you want to stay in it for 15, 20, 30 years, then yeah, go ahead and get your certification. It makes you a lot more marketable. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Essentially, this is the first HR corner that I decided to film. I hope you gained some type of insight or helpful information from this video. Of course, if you have any questions for me, leave them down below. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and until next time.